And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the April 26th edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? We're rapidly approaching the end of the month, the end of the first month of the second quarter, right? Is that right? Yeah. How is everybody doing today? We're in the path of some weather today. That seems about normal for the Midwest today and tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. If it's your first time here, long time here, this is what I need to know from you: who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. So it's like mid 40s. I've got coffee in the cup, and rain is supposed to be starting up fairly soon. The other thing I need out of you, first, I need you to share. Sharing is caring. We've had some issues with Facebook this week because of them switching over to, not allowing the third-party apps to get in there. So we have been able to do somewhat, but there's still connectivity issues. So if you'd be so kind to share this, we would love that. We'd really appreciate it. And the other thing is your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for us, I've got to work on next month's calendar. I've got meetings and deliveries today. We've got design work to do. I've got supplies that need to order, and I need to schedule up social media posts. And so what does each one of those mean? Okay, so we started this monthly calendar, and I think that it has helped people keep track of the show, keep track of what's going on. It's listing shows that are coming up. So, if there's a trade show going on, if we're seeing any trainings or things like that, we're going to add those to it. The bare bones one is the free to all one. That's got, a lot of the information on it. If you are in the Patreon group, you have a different calendar. You have that same one, but then that also has all of our private member calls in it. It will also have, a little more information on some things. So there's even some content creation info in there. So we will have all of that. So that's what we got to work on for that. Makes it super simple, super easy, just to promote one link for here's all the shows, here's where to find us. That goes out in the email. So if you're not on their email list, hey, maybe it's something you want to get onto. If the other thing is going through meetings can go both ways. We've got deliveries and we've got meetings. So we're hoping to be able to close a deal today. I think we're well in the running of that. We've got design work to do because there's some banners that I need to get designing on. There's some yard signs I need to get designing on. We're creating some templates because, it's senior season. So we want to make sure that we have those graduation gifts ready. So remember, if you do need banners printing, we take care of you like that. We have retail and wholesale side. So we are able to help you out. Whether you need a finished banner for a customer or you are the customer, we can help you out with that. You just got to go over to fatdadcd.com. You can find all of our information over there. So that's the design work that we're doing. I'm looking through that design work. There's banner templates I've got to do. There's yard sign templates I've got to do. There's Cinco de Mayo that needs to drop today for shirts and for DTF transfers. There's also going to be baseball ones on there, mom ones. So those all need to get worked on. Cinco de Mayo first, and then the other ones from there. And then I just need to check orders to go through supply so we can get stuff ordered. It'll be here Monday, Tuesday. And then social media post. We're coming to the end of this month, and we'd like to schedule not a huge chunk, but a fairly large amount of our social media posts for the next month. So we can go through and see it. And a lot of it is things that we do, making sure that we're promoting our DTF service, make sure that we're promoting our UV DTF. Like going through my stuff here, as we'll have our affiliates that, we need to make sure that we get their promotions in for it, which if you're using the JPS one, thank you so much for doing that. We had a meeting with them this week that turned out really well. So I really do appreciate, as much as Darren loves hearing that, you doing that. So we've got those. We're working on some sublimation stuff. So we're creating flyers for that. Also for our promo side, we're going to make sure there's posts for that. Our UV stuff, our web stores for our Team Spirit wear, our benefits, anything that we need a web store for. So those are all on the things to make for next month. So that's what we mean by scheduling. So what are your 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? And here, let's check in with people. Darren, good morning to you. 60 and storms coming in Topeka. Yeah, they're on my way. They're on the way here. Back on duty. 5 things. Design cup file. Order cutting boards. Get Stripe connected to fulfill engine. Ooh, very nice. Darren, were you able to get the link working for the mentorship community? Did you get it? Were you able to? Let me know. If not, then I'll make sure that that's in there for you. Sarah, good morning to you. 42 and sunny. Strawberry citrus sparkling ice in the can. Already past the coffee part of the day. I'm pretty close. I think I'm halfway done with my coffee. It says design new signage, pick up new store fixture, training, social media, Star Quoter. If you don't know about Star Quoter, that was something that in fact, I still have it sitting here on my desk right there. It was something that we saw at DAX, and I think it's going to be super beneficial for Sarah. In fact, I think if you're running more than just you and you have somebody helping, it'd be a good thing doing. It's only $20 a month. So check out Star Quoter. Jeff, good morning. 51 and sunny as of right now in Northern Kentucky. About to grab a diet cherry Pepsi. 5 things will be a surprise, right? Print pack 3D print. Post one I forgot to straighten up a bit. It's Friday. So I'll let that go. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. We're at 69 and sunny there. Working till noon. All right, working till noon. So it's like 9:30 there now. So Chuck's almost done with the day. And Renee, good morning. 45, partly cloudy in Chicagoland. Supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Headed out to PT, so we'll catch most of this on Team Replay. Love that. Now, you say 80s tomorrow. Are you getting storms? Mine says for tomorrow, we're going to hit 80, but we have thunderstorms today, storms tomorrow, thunderstorms on Sunday. So imagine that. We got a weekend, and it's going to be storming all weekend. And then next week, 70s, and guess what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Rain, scattered thunderstorms, showers. We're done with April. April showers. I need those to be done. That's what I need. And Barb, good morning to you from north central Minnesota, where it's 48, rain starting at about 10 a.m. Forecast says rain throughout the weekend, water in the bottle. That's what ours says too. There's some stuff I wanted to try and get done outside, and I'm going to try and hopefully that can happen. We've got soccer this weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. It's supposed to be pitcher day for soccer. If it's storming, I don't know what's going to happen. Barb's 5 things. Send postcards to new business, cut sign vinyl for new mailbox, install Netgate firewall on the network, create cabin and lake decor embroidery categories. Ooh, that's very smart, especially up there. I mean, you got a lot of those. There's like 10,000 lakes up there. Yeah, I think so. I kind of remember that. Scheduling for next week. I'm working on that as well. I think that's just a given anymore. And hi, Chuck, Darren, Jeff, and Renee from Barb. And hi, Barb from Renee. And howdy do to Barb from Jeff. Renee's 5 things. PT, testing new laser patch material and adhesive, engrave a decanter, mileage and banking, follow up on orders, listening while driving. Very nice. Jerry, good morning. Jerry's got tea in the cup and cereal in the bowl. I had some cereal last week. Was it last week or the week before? I haven't had cereal in a while, and I had a hankering for some Captain Crunch. I smashed that box in like 3 days. I really, really did. I had like for dinner one night and a snack the other night, and then it was breakfast. Thanks, Darren. I appreciate you too. I don't know, Jerry. I see you, so we'll see if everybody else sees you. Yep, same here. Starts raining today and goes through Sunday. Bummer, right? Oh, look at it. Jerry's got frost there this morning. 50 degrees here now and sunny. And Kelly's checking in from Lebanon, Missouri, where it is 55, water in the bottle, 5 things, design work, order materials, print stickers, clean, and social media posts. That's a great day. That's a great Fridays. I try and leave for more of the less production things and more and the reason being is so I can be more fluid with things, set up meetings for it, to be able to make deliveries. Now, part of that's getting split up because I have this call here, Morning Mindset, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then we have our mentorship call that is after this at 9:30. But we also have a vet appointment for the dog. I think she's just on her last leg. Like literally, she has her good days and her bad days. So it's just time for a checkup to see how everything's going with her. But where the vet is actually not too far from where one of our accounts are that we do stuff for. So Corey will stop in there, check in with them, see how they're doing. Of course, probably bring me home some coffee or something. And then there's another order that we did an event last month for them, and they said, hey, is there any way we could get some extra stuff for this? And we're like, yep, absolutely. So that one's getting dropped off. And then we've got some meetings on on preschool shirts and on fun run shirts. So I think we should be good to be able to slam both of those out. Jerry, you should tell WPP to put you someplace warmer. Who's WPP? What did I miss? Oh, Captain Crunch. Mine and granola. Yours is better. I hadn't had Captain Crunch forever. I couldn't have it. Oh, Inspector Jerry is hiding from me again. See? I'm telling you. What did we decide? That Jerry is going to be not a race car driver. Doom, doom, doom. Now I'm going to have that in my head. Thanks for that. And Sarah, for you to say the elusive Jerry is out in the wild somewhere, only be spotted by Todd, right? I mean, I'm pretty good with that. Dang it, I have no idea how to change that and make me less illusion. I have no clue. Yeah, witness protection program. There, I'll think it. You're welcome. You got, look at that. We're on it. Couple other things. So, we are going into, if you haven't already, look in our Facebook group. I started something this week on brain dumps. And, what does that mean? Well, as things come up, we all know, hey, this has come up, but I'm not sure what I really should be doing for it. So the first two things are posted in there. There's for graduation and for Mother's Day, because those are going to start coming up here next month. And so what kind of things can you make? What kind of things can you promote to do that? I know sometimes I just get like, what are we doing? How do we make this work? I'm not sure. You do the same old every year for things. So just, kind of that brain dump for it. So if you're looking for ideas, or you have ideas and are willing to share, go into the group and post that. It would really help everybody, including me. And me, I need as much help as possible, because things aren't always what they seem for me. I will be the first to admit that I do not know everything. I do not even know most things. I know a little about a lot. I do my best to continue to learn. And that's something that I think is tough. Like this week. This week I started messing with CapCut more, seeing what it could do, how I could do it. And I realized that there's actually 3 different versions of CapCut. There's CapCut that's on my phone. There's CapCut that is on the desktop, and there's CapCut that's on the browser. So there's 3 different versions. All 3 have different quirks about them, and just trying to figure out, I couldn't make things work on one. I couldn't find things in there. It wasn't until I actually started doing a deeper dive into it to see what am I doing with this? And that's where I found that was the issue, was that there's 3 different versions of it. I just had to make sure I was on the right one of it. So we're getting that dialed in. Still have a lot to go with it. But I do believe that I'd be able to use that with a lot of the AI stuff that we do, as far as writing scripts, product descriptions, things like that, and be able to add that in there and make it work for me. So we're still chugging along right at that. We had a really good conversation about that in our mentorship call on Wednesday. So hopefully we can continue that call on today's call, because it was super informative, and it really got my juices flowing for things. And I'm looking forward to being able to do more with that. And then if we all work together on it, we can all help each other through it. And Barb says, Renee, please post what laser patch material and adhesive you're testing, along with your results in the membership group. There you go, Barb. Of course. So that's what I say. We're going to test that. We've got we should be having some stuff coming from JP Plus. When I was talking to when I was talking to him on Wednesday, we were going through different stuff, and I said, here's some things. We can pretty much make anything work. What can we do? And so we're going to get some new stuff in. Or like I said, we're going to get back to Tuesdays with Todd, where we're testing stuff out from sublimating, white toner, laser, DTF, UV DTF. We're going to start getting back to those, because there's a big call for it. And by big call, people reached out to me and said, hey, we missed those. And I miss doing them. We had a great setup for it when it was right along this wall here. But then Corey got that, 25 top turner. So it just took up that space there. So I need to create a space for it, which that's meant starting to do a build out on the garage, which meant running power to the garage, which meant running everything there, which meant now having an office and a studio. And I haven't made it a priority, because I really don't want to produce content, but I need to make it a priority and do things. So little by little, we will get there. I'll make things work, and we'll do that. We'll get there. We'll get there for it. But definitely more things like that on the sublimation side of it, for sure. On the engraving side, I just need to get better at it. And hi, Kelly from Barb. And T-Town, good morning to you, Tim. 49 on the way to 65-ish, Mountain Dew to drink. Tim, Detroit brought it last night. Like 250,000 people were there to watch the draft. Holy hell. That's a lot. But then I also saw that there's places charging $100 to park. $100 to park. Like, wow, that was crazy. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, last night was the NFL draft. Bears took a quarterback and wide receiver. Two things are going to happen. We're going to ruin them, or they're going to do great. We'll see how it goes. But it was a fun time. Last night was the first time that I had watched because I don't know if it's happened before because I hadn't caught it. We just weren't home at the time of the draft because we were at baseball. We were finishing up opening ceremonies, everything for baseball last night. So on the way home was when the draft started. I was able to pull up on my app. But with my app, I can only do ESPN Plus, which was the Pat McAfee ESPN Plus version of the draft. Way, way better than any version of the draft that I've watched before. So it was a good time. It was good seeing people melt down over picks. Draft time. It's a good time, which means that WWE draft starts tonight too. So yeah, if you're a wrestling fan and you're gonna make fun of me because you're not one, whatever. Draft is tonight. So we got that. Let's see. Let's get back in here to some comments. Hi, Tim from Barb. Jerry says, yes, CapCut is on my list again today. Yesterday it had me running in circles. Jerry, you are not alone. That has had me running in triangles between 3 different ones. So I'm right there with you. I need to figure out a cohesive way to make things happen, and I will get better at it. What the big thing I want to use it for is content creation. Like when we're doing these promos for JP Plus, when we're doing these flyers that we're making, when we're pushing our DTF, when we're doing any of that stuff, having that ease of it. So we'll get there. And Brian, Rainy Mountain Dew 5 things is embroidery, trophies, design, signs, change can lights that quit. They're probably way high up there too. Do you got to break out the big ladder? Do you got the thing on the pole that goes up there and do it? It's the Skyjack. Which one do you have for that? The trophies. I know I need to really get into the trophy game. And not so much the trophy, but the plaque. I've got a laser engraver. Why aren't I doing it? We can add the UV DTF for full color on it. Why aren't we doing it? I don't know. Maybe that I need to put down on the list for Tuesday with Todd. We can do some mixed media with some UV DTF transfers and some engraving. So yeah, we got to get on that. And here we go with Tim's 5 things. WFR hats, mock for hat order, make screens for a couple I was like screens. I was thinking screen printing for a couple windows for the house. Get design ready for softball jackets and keep embroidering. There you go. Keep rolling with it. It will help you make more content if you set up. Absolutely. Once it's all set up and then we can just enter stuff in, it's going to make it way, way easier. And you go down the rabbit hole of, okay, can this to this or this to that? Which way is it going to be there? I think they moved that's 275. I wanted to go so bad. Oh, it was madhouse. It was crazy. It was crazy. Shut up, Brian. Shut up. We won the Super Bowl. 1985, but we still want it. I mean, when we look if things get put together, because last year that was a problem. Halfway through the season, it was like, Eberflus done. Like, let's just get rid of him and start over. And then things started to come around, and by the second half of the season, and there was a lot of games where we were close. Like Renee and I would watch games, and like we're sitting there, like, okay, when is it going to time to screw up? And so we knew the games weren't over till they were over. So there was a lot of close stuff. Young team, defense is there. I'm going to go playoffs this year. This year we will be in the playoffs. We'll make a playoff run this year. We will finish above 500. That division is stacked. Like, that division is just stickety stacked. You've got, the youngest team in the league with the Packers, and you've got, Minnesota. Who knows what the hell's going on in Minnesota right now? Detroit, come on. Detroit's coming, is right there with it. Us, like, remember the NFC North was like the Packers, and that was it. It was like those are guaranteed wins. Not so much anymore. So I'm looking forward to it. Draft was super fun to watch. So many people. It's on every year. I know the draft is on every year, but I haven't watched the Pat McAfee side of the draft because I didn't realize what I'd clicked on because I just had it playing while we were in the car, and then I heard some f-bombs being dropped. I'm like, what? What am I watching? And then that's when I realized it was Pat McAfee one, and that one. It's like watching the Manning cast for Monday Night Football. The Manning cast to me, I feel, is just so much more fun, right? So that was good. That was good. Pat's version 10,000 times better. Hell yeah. What the hell's a Pat's version? Like the Patriots version? What, the draft? What? I need more with that. Rena, good morning to you. 51 and raining and so it's raining a lot of places. Belichick will be a regular on the Manny cast. Belichick was awesome last night. Like to see some of his reactions to what some of the guys were saying. He was just like, I was really waiting for him to drop a couple f-bombs the way it was rolling through that. It was a good thing, and that's and yeah, you couldn't see a lot of the podium stuff, and they would show it there. Whatever, it was a good thing all the way around. I had a good time with that. Brian, I didn't hear that. Wow, I normally only watch them for Monday Night Football. I'm telling you, it was pretty good last night, right? There was a ton. And what did final count be in? Was it 22 offensive players in the first round? Most ever was what, 19? I think that was right. 21. I don't know. There was a lot. And I don't know what the hell Atlanta was doing. I don't understand that one at all. But I maybe there was more that came out after I went to bed last night, but I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it today because hey, Bears, we're good to go. Now we got this to talk about for like the next month and a half, 2 months or so, and to plan things out. And then we're gonna have camp will start up, and then we'll go right into preseason. There we go. So way to go, Todd. Right? We do have baseball. Baseball is going on. In fact, I am headed up to a Brewers game this year. It's not a Brewers game. What the hell? How are you going to change, Miller Park to something else? Stupid. We're going to see a Cubs game in Wisconsin this year. Jeff, I think it's probably the third or fourth year for Pat. Is it? I mean, I haven't. Like, I'd always just turned it on, but I didn't realize that that has been going on that long. He brings a whole different vibe to everything he does, and it was great. That was great to watch him. I watch him every day now, and I might have it on the background sometimes, but for the most part, most of my days consisted of just usually I either have nothing on them, just zoned in, or I have some kind of I'm not listening to my audiobooks. We've talked about that because I've got too many credits of those, but I need to get in that. But I get zoned in and I don't listen, and then I have to actually pay attention when I listen to that. Like back in my day, I was a big Jim Rome fan when I was managing the gas station 25 years ago. It was on AM radio, and that's what we had. And that's, I had 3-4 hours of that. That was in the background of everything, and it, kind of pushed things through. But now don't make a time for it. Freeman, yes, I got it. I figured it out. See, that's why I can't listen and do the other things. Oh, gotcha. I watched the boring. I watched the other one, Jerry. There was F-bombs dropped. There was freakouts. That one was definitely watch it next year. Oh, and this year we say Pats. We never think New England. Yeah, Pats, whatever. In this house, we are Steelers. You're thieves. You're thieves over there. The Bears Stadium mock-up, it's not going to happen, Cindy. I honestly believe that nose itches, that stadium will not happen in that location. Do you notice one of the big things missing from that stadium? Where the hell are we going to park? That's one of the biggest issues with Soldier Field right now is the parking sucks. So we'll usually park at Millennium and then take the shuttle over. It's like $20 for the shuttle, $20 to park and shuttle, and we'll take that over there. There's no parking there. The city and state doesn't want to give any money. They want the Bears to fund it. And I know there's been studies that say, it's not bringing in, that they don't break even. And I know the Bears still owe from, the last stadium renovations, which they really didn't want to do. They just need to move to Arlington Heights, build the stuff there. I mean, when you look at what other stadiums have done by moving out of there, San Francisco to Santa Clara. What's the other one that moved out? out of it. You get out of the city. Like, nobody is going to a Bears game and then, okay, I'm not going to say nobody. Few people are going to the Bears game and then exploring the rest of the city. They're staying just right around there. So they have that in Arlington Heights. You're going to have a lot of stuff being built around it. You're going to create a lot of jobs. There's going to be a lot of things created from that. And if not, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went to, just to right across the border, Indiana. Right? I mean, be right there, not too far. They just the stadium was pretty cool. I will give them that, but I just don't see it down there. Yeah, he's been on YouTube, and then because what was it, last year when he signed, 2 years ago when he signed the ESPN deal, that was there, because I'd catch him on YouTube every once in a while, but I just try to have it on there. I have both the TV and Pat on the iPad, so I've seen both. Look at you! I just ended up throwing Pat on everything. $100 parking in Chicago for the Bears game, $20 Millennium Park. Boom. And that's what it was last time I went. But I think it's 2 or 3 years since the last game we went to. And that's the other thing. Like going to a Bears game, it's cashy AF. Like, let's be honest, the tickets are ridiculously priced. And if you're getting a decent price ticket, anything that's below $100, you are in the top 2 or 3 rows of the stadium, and it sucks up there. It's like sitting on a ladder rung. I refuse to do it, so I go to the standing room only, which then sucks because you're standing the whole game. But by the time you take 2 tickets and you get parking and you have drinks and foods, it's a $500 to $1,000 game. It just is. I don't know how better to do that. I remember back in my day, going to, before they did the renovations, before they said no bulk seat sales, because it used to be, you could buy as many tickets as you wanted. So we would probably twice a year, they would do bus trips from our sports radio station, and tickets were like $100. And that was bus ride up there, the bus ride home. There's usually some beer, some fun on there, and it was awesome. And then when they redid the stadium, they capped it at 10 tickets. That's the most that you can buy. So there went all of our bus trip fun. So the last game that we went to, it froze my ass off. It was on the mixture of rain and snow and sleet and fog. It was just a horrible game. So get me in a dome, I'm down. Get me in a dome, and I'm ready for that. But yeah, it's a lot to go park. It's a lot to go to a Bears game. Even a Cubs game. A Cubs game, we could, I was still doing bus trips not that long ago for, under $100 and get up there and go to it. We just did one not too long ago, and I think it was like $85 for it. So we'll do a Cubs game here. Corey and I, we did a Cubs game, didn't we? Who the hell did we do a Cubs game with? Was that on the bus trip? Now I got to remember. But we'll go up there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and the Royals wanted to move to downtown. Yeah. I don't know. That's the other thing. They don't want to fund Kansas City Stadium. Kansas City could move. The Chiefs could move. Logistically, it's not difficult for them to move. They just move right across the next state because they're not getting the funds. Hell, they could move to St. Louis. I mean, it's there. I won't go to a regular season game because of the prices. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, how do you make it so it's affordable? This is what I don't, when we look at things, right? How does this tie to what we do, Todd? You're talking sports. This isn't what we tune in for. Well, this is what you tune in for today. Because look at this. Look at the cost of things. Everything has gone up, but our prices, right? We have a problem selling, a decorated garment, especially a single decorated T-shirt, for $25. You can go get a mass-produced shirt at a stadium, and that same thing is $40, and it's mass-produced. It's not personalized. That beer that I'm paying, $12 for a 12-pack, they're charging me $12 for one, 15, 16 for one. So the cost is high across the board. If you want to be able to do things, if you want to be able to go on trips, you want to be able to go to, a sporting event, you want to be able to go to a concert, you really have to look at your pricing. If you can't afford to go on there and you're busy, what's going on? Check your pricing. Your pricing is probably way too low. Everybody needs to raise their prices. And I get it. We don't want to raise our prices because we feel that we're not able to get the customers that we want. No, we can get the customers that we want currently we're stuck with the customers we don't need, because those are the ones that are causing us grief. Those are the ones that want last minute things. The ones that don't worry about price, they're the better customers to deal with. They don't have any issues with it. When I get somebody beating me up over price, it's like, it's just not going to work for us. I quoted a job, and they had front and backs, and they were under $5 a shirt. And I said, I can't, there's no way I can come close to that. The best I can do is $7.25 a shirt. This is what the best that we can do on it. And then they said that they really wanted to use this because of what we've done. They've seen some of the things that we've done for other organizations, other schools, things like that, and they felt that that was worth it to them. So, okay, perfect. That we're should be finalizing that deal today. So it's not a done deal or that, but look at that. We were almost 50% more than what they were used to doing, and we sold ourselves on it. So if we want to do things, we need to make sure that we're charging accordingly. We want to make sure that profit is not a dirty word, folks. Gone are the days of cheap things. You can't take a family of 4 out to a fast food restaurant for under $40 now. I mean, it used to be $20. $20. Kids meal was $3. Adult meals were $5, $6. So you were out $20. Now, an adult meal. What did we do? We just went to Wendy's, and it was like the adult meal, the large, one of the numbers. It was like $13 for it. I mean, that's 2 meals, 26. You remember going to Applebee's and doing 2 for 20 steaks? Everything is going up. The cost of insurance is going up. The cost to run your business is going up. The cost of electricity is going up. But we're not following suit with our prices. Tell me why we are not doing that. I will wait for your rebuttals in the comments below. And Barb said, for the Minnesota Stadium, taxpayers funded nearly $500 million for a new professional football stadium in Minneapolis. Personally not impressed. Northern Minnesota residents had to contribute. And what does that stadium bring? I remember when the old stadium collapsed, the snow came in. I will never forget that video. That was crazy talk. But is it bringing in other things? Can it be used for that? Is the state getting money for it? There's a lot that goes into it, and I can see pluses and minuses for it, because are they setting up for a Super Bowl? There's talks, on the inside circle that's where WrestleMania will be next year. So, there's a lot of things that if they do right can come in there. I don't know to see. KC Talk is moving to Texas because the owner lives there. Why not? Right? Why not? That would be a big blow. Who just moved? Somebody just moved. Who just moved to Utah? Arizona Coyotes. Is that right? Hockey. They're moving to Utah. Which, man, some of the names for that team. I mean, the Salt Lake City. There was the Salt Lake City Quake, which that is they dirty name. Salt Lake City Soakers, dirty names. But I think that's what it was. I think it was the Coyotes moving there. Hey Todd, Stalls was there pressing in the back, so that's news. They always are. Stalls has been there doing that for 10 years, 15 years that they've been doing that. It's always awesome to see that. And that's one of the things where you're like, hey, we're able to do this. Just like you saw there, we're able to do it. When we had our PTO meeting the other night, that was one of the things that somebody had mentioned. They're like, they love to be able to see the stuff being produced right there. So it was, people love seeing that, and we can do that for them. Shorter lines for bathroom at home, yeah. And I don't get charged every time. I don't have that person in the bathroom with their hand out, waiting for, because they gave me 2 paper towels. They think I should give them $2. I'm not cheap. I'm really not. I'm a good tipper, but I don't if I can clearly do something myself. What am I doing? Right? It's a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing. Yep. Yeah, they do it. Did a video, and they have the jerseys and names pre-cut, ready to press on site. It is pretty legit to watch that. Yeah, $45 to $50 a Jesus chicken for the 4 of us. That's not hard to do. Not hard to do at all. Yes, if we raise our prices, we close out so many people. I just charged $27 front and back. Custom shirt went off, and the client was very hesitant to pay. I know I'm in the ballpark. Absolutely, you are. It probably should have been 30. If it's a single one. But that's the thing. We are now letting the customers dictate what we're charging. right? We're letting the customer say, hey, we can't pay that. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll lower the price for you. I mean, can I do that to the power company? Like, listen, I'm not sure about this bill. I can only do this. They're gonna shut it off. But why do we do that? Why do we let them dictate our pricing? You know, is it because we need the sales? Is it because we're not confident in our pricing? The only time we'll adjust prices lower is if we can get a better consistent deal on things. Like us, that was something that we've been working on with our DTF supplier to get a better deal on things. So that way, in turn, we could offer better pricing. Do we need to have our margins? It needs to make this, it needs to do this. Well, something's got to give. Either we need to lower the profits that we make on it, or we need to get better pricing. And so we went back and based on volume and said, here's what we're doing. Is there something that we can do? And we worked a deal. And so, yeah, we were able to lower our DTF pricing. So that was part of it. It doesn't hurt to ask, but when we look at a lot of things are going up. And if you had to sit back and look, when was the last time, especially if you have a price list, right? If you have a price list and you're using your price list on it, when was the last time that you rose prices? Raised prices? Yeah, last time you raised prices. Man, I don't know, raised or rosed. You tell me which one it is. When was the last time that you upped your pricing? There, I can use that one. And for us, it's been a while. It has been a while. We were pretty standard with a lot of stuff, and some of the things we make more on, some of the things we make less. So we need to evaluate that and get it there. I stayed with my price. I did consider good for you, Jerry. Good for you. I would say the football stadium benefits the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, but northern Minnesota doesn't see benefits. And this is something that we, as somebody that is not Chicago, we are west of Chicago. We are not in Chicago proper. We are not there. We often wonder that too. We have a city that dictates what happens in the rest of the state. Granted, that city has a population there of more than the rest of the state, so I understand that. But do they speak for us? Especially like Illinois is a long state. It's like 8 hours from the top to the bottom, if I remember right. And so it's completely different from northern Illinois to southern Illinois. And, I think it's completely different from eastern Illinois to western Illinois. Eastern Illinois, up, especially northeast, you have, this is Chicago. That's everything that's up there from it. Once there's some people that will say, an hour and a half from here, or an hour from here, you're in the suburbs still, well, there's people that, like, I can be downtown Chicago in about 3 hours. There's people that it'll take that long for them to sometimes get home from the south side and the north side. It's crazy how all of it works. But, do they speak for us? Do they all speak for us? And I think that's the same with a lot of the industry. When we look at things, think when DTF first came out, right? I remember stalls just getting raked over the coals because of how, theirs is bad. They don't know what this is that, blah, 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 blah. But when you looked at it, when you combined all of those posts, there's maybe 100 posts that, that people were complaining about stalls. Meanwhile, there's 10,000 orders. So it's a fraction of the orders that went out had issues. But that's what everybody paid attention to, was those bad ones, which that's why we need to, ask for more positive reviews. Tim's a great example of asking for reviews. Tim, what did you just cross over? 500, 600, 700 reviews for the tent biz? We need to get better at those reviews. We need to get better at asking. We need to get better at showing what we're doing, showing our value, really pushing that stuff, because, the more we can push us, the better we are. I need to create that social media schedule to make sure that we're continuously posting our work, things that we're doing. We take pictures in that, but getting them from the drive onto, the social media side of things, that's where this whole schedule comes up, and I need to get better at it. So that's definitely our goals for next month. 300. Yeah, over 300 reviews. Jerry says, same with Ohio. We go from rural to farming to Amish puppy mills to industry to residential to football land. The lay of the land. America's beautiful. America's beautiful. We've got. I think in Illinois is a good example. California is actually a pretty good example of that you can visit. All 4 climates in one state. You know, you've got mountains, you've got beach, you've got desert, you've got everything. I mean, America is pretty awesome. We review prices every 3 months. There's always adjustments to be made. I also quote projects. Prices may vary due to material costs and increased operation expenses. That's you bring up a great point here, Bob. We quote projects, prices may change. So when we quote projects, you know, the price is good for 7 days. Our quotes expire after 7 days. We don't know if things are going to be in stock. We don't know if there's going to be a price increase on things. We just don't know. So that's what ours. If I write something, in a quote today, it expires next Friday. So we'll send it out a few times in between there, and then the last day it expires. And if they requote it, it goes up. Hey, sorry, that's just part of it. All right, let's see. What do we got here? I have 303 now in only 3 years. Way to go! I do think the wild factor in window tint really helped t-shirts. Not much wow, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what you keep saying wow for, Tim. That's wow. But yes, you getting 300 in 3 years. Congrats to you, my friend. And it's through your CRM, right? Where it asks for the reviews. I believe that's it. Jeff says, we visit all 4 climates one day in Kentucky, in Kentucky, without even going anywhere. We don't have a spring or summer or spring or fall. It just becomes like we get cold to hot. We've done that. So I'm right there with you, Jeff, where we can experience that. And it's, we do live an amazing time, an amazing place. The wow is like, I rarely like that. What? Tim, are you speaking? Is that what you're doing? The wow is like a rally like when you did. What? Tim, I need Tim to Todd translation on this one. And yes, there it is, done with the CRM. When I didn't have it, I sent text. And that's just, I haven't pushed nothing. Like, we send out the emails. Oh, really? Got it. We don't do as much as we should, and I need to get back on the schedules to make it happen. So maybe we can all talk about that in Tim just had a stroke. Maybe we talk about that in our mentorship call. And if that's a call that you want to be on, there's still time to get it. We do those calls multiple times a week, a month, and it's only $20 a month. To get into that, all you need to do is right over there. Head over to our mentorship community at patreon.com/fatdadmc. You can find all of our links right here at fatdadcd.com. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye now.